This might be a tough pill to swallow, but body count does not matter. Let's talk about it. Body count is one of the laziest ways to measure somebody. It ignores the things that actually matter: self-worth, standards, and how they show up in relationships. People treat body count like it's a shortcut for judging character, as if it can tell you who's loyal, who has standards, and who's worth committing to. But a number cannot tell you any of that. The assumption is that higher body count is equal to less value, less discipline, and less respect. But those numbers don't tell you why somebody made those decisions. It doesn't tell you what they learned or who they are now. It doesn't tell you if they've grown, healed, or changed their patterns. And it definitely does not tell you how they're going to treat you. I used to be the type of person that judged people hard on their body count. I would call women. I would look at men and think they had no self-control. I genuinely believed that people's body count was linked to their capacity to be a good partner. But that mindset was very shallow. It said more about me than it did about them. I wasn't actually evaluating character. I was reacting to a number. What actually matters is who they are now. Do they have standards? Do they respect themselves? Can they show up with honesty, consistency, and emotional maturity? Someone can have a low body count and still be very toxic. Someone with a high body count could have done the work, learned, and evolved. It's not about what they've done before. It's about how they love, communicate, and show up today.
I decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce. I texted my therapist, our marriage counselor, and I was like, I need to tell him that I want a divorce, but I want to do it in a session so that there's like a mediator present. Got us in like ASAP, like 2 days later. And I walked in knowing that I was going to ask for a divorce. We sit down in our session. It's like really tense, really awkward. My ex was sitting there like, so why do we have an emergency session? Therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying and I was like, I want a divorce. You know, it's hard for me to like say the words. I'm done. I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? He responded right away and he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. And that was that. I looked at my therapist and I was just like kind of stunned. I knew that I was ready to leave, but I couldn't believe that that was his reaction. There was no empathy. There was no compassion. There was no like wanting to fight for us. I didn't think that there would be, but you know, you just always hope that like one last try. We went home that night. We didn't speak. He slept on the couch. I woke up and went to work the next day, came home. He was playing PlayStation that night. I sat next to him. We hadn't talked in 24 hours. I said, can we talk about what happened yesterday? And he was just playing, just looking straight ahead. And he was like, what's to talk about? In my mind, I'm thinking, this is our last ditch effort to like steer this ship around, you know? And I was like, so what are we gonna do? And he just kept playing and he was like, I already got an apartment. I already took my name off of the lease. He had done things within that 24 hours. He had opened up the filing folder of his single man life and went ahead and got all this done.
So first of all, most women will not be upset if you don't approach us. Second of all, if you were actually listening, you would know that approaching isn't necessarily a bad thing. You need to start listening, not just to follow some instruction on how to not be a creep. You need to listen to understand. You need to listen to understand our perspective. That means listening and absorbing content from women discussing our point of view every day. Listening openly and humbly to understand our perspective, not to follow some instruction of what you're supposed to do, but to understand how we're feeling. If you did that, then you would know what to do. I have an entire playlist on how to approach women without being creepy. I have an entire playlist on understanding women's point of view. I have an entire playlist on what creepiness even is so that you can understand it better. What's really cool is if you start to actually understand, then you won't have to memorize any tips. It'll be automatic. It'll be innate because you understand our point of view. When I saw a kid crying at Disney World, I didn't have to have somebody explain to me how to approach a child. I simply thought about what it was like from their point of view and how scary I might be to them. No one ever told me, okay, you need to stay this far apart. You need to get down on one knee and you need to look them in the eyes so that you're on their level. And you need to ask them, can I help you? Is everything okay? No one had to tell me how to do it because I could understand their point of view and have empathy for the position that they were in. Listening to women isn't going, okay, fine, I won't approach you anymore, angry lady. It's listening to understand why we're feeling what we're feeling. When you understand our point of view, it's going to get so much easier, but you are going to have to work to understand our point of view. If you are unable or unwilling to actually listen to understand women, then yeah, absolutely. Please don't approach us. You're not the ones we want approaching us.
And a lot of these modern women are continuing to say, oh, I want a man to be bold. I want a man to grow some. I want a man to, just be a man. Just do it, regardless of what I'm doing. Just go out there and take a risk. But it seems like men are the only one taking a risk nowadays in dating. And that's the way that modern women want it. I want you to take all of the risk. Show me. And then if you meet my standards, we'll see. It's not even a, yes, this is the way we're going. It's, we'll see. I've got Chad and Tyrone that I like to go back to.
Everyone says men become mean when they stop loving you. But what if the truth is he just became tired? A lot of men are called toxic or heartless when they start pulling away. But
many times what's really happening is that the man has already been emotionally exhausted for a long time.
Men are not always loud about their pain. They don't always explain every feeling the way women do. Many men try to fix things quietly, tolerate things quietly, and carry the pressure silently. When a man finally becomes distant, colder, or less patient, people assume he suddenly changed. But most of the time, he didn't change overnight.
He just reached the point where he stopped fighting for something he felt he was losing anyway. A man who feels constantly disrespected, unheard, or unappreciated doesn't always know how to communicate that in long emotional conversations. He withdraws, his energy changes, not because he wants to hurt you, but because he's tired of feeling like the villain in a story he feels he has been trying to save.
And the truth is, men leave for peace too. Just like women, men also want respect, calm, loyalty, and emotional safety. When a man feels like every conversation turns into conflict, every mistake turns into judgment, and every effort goes unnoticed, something inside him starts to close.
So when he becomes quieter, colder, or distant, sometimes it's not cruelty. Sometimes it's exhaustion. Because a man doesn't always leave when the relationship ends. Sometimes he leaves long before that, the moment he realizes the place he was trying to build peace has turned into a place where he constantly feels at war.
They whop at her high. So she can't get me, trying to get me to rob the. She like, the got his chain on him, he got his jewelry, I got his, you ain't gotta worry about nothing. So I'm like, man, I ain't finna rob Fetty Wap. I ain't finna take nothing from that man. Like, he seemed like, I met him, he seemed like a player to me. You feel me? So I ain't want to do it. So she get mad. Man, you scary. Bitch, I ain't scared. Like, why I'ma rob this man for? Like, you wild. That hoe got a problem, bro. And cause I ain't want to rob Fetty Wap for her, she started talking. So I never fuck with her again. And I gave my bro her number, and he started to try to get me to rob Fetty Wap part. It's like. That girl crazy, and that's dangerous. I would never want to deal with no woman like that. They get mad at and try to get a nigga to set me up. Like, what if I was a and I was broken? I was like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Cause she showed through the play out there. She showed through it out there. Like, so it like, if I was a I was mad all any type of way. Like, this when Fetty Wap was hot at the time. You feel me? So if I was a any type of way, like, man, she just tell me, man, he in the house. He got the key, the door unlocked. You can go in there. He got his watches on. I got both of his guns. I took it from him, so he don't got no. I'm like, man, this whole out of line, bro. I'm scared of you, mama, because, like, listen, I don't want nobody to do me like that.
I think people should be married. I think people should be husband and wife. I think we need to go back to having a nuclear family. I think kids need to start seeing their fathers come home to their mothers and their mothers loving on their fathers. And I think kids need to see repair in the household. That's what I think. I think that's what's going to make us stronger as a people. When we have good examples. The reason why women don't know how to be traditional women is because they haven't seen it. I think of my mom. My mom is a 6-figure earning traditional woman. My dad doesn't eat if my mom doesn't cook. He is spoiled rotten, and that works for them. That is their dynamic. My mom, she cooks, she cleans, she works, she does a lot of things. My dad's amazing too, but my mom does a lot. So for me, I think that having that union is powerful. And I hate that people are so afraid of it now. Is it always perfect? No, but life isn't. Relationships aren't. So I believe that people should be married. to people that they actually like, creating kids inside of wedlock. That's what I think. And I think life will change when we start to do that.
So there's a lot of women that scream that men really don't like women like that.
That's also a belief that if you choose it, it becomes true for you. I don't have that experience. I feel very valued and loved by the men in my life. And even when I was single and I was dating, I have felt very valued by the men that I dated.
You know what breaks me so much? Dating, marriages, relationships are slowly. And it breaks my heart because we all are looking for an 80s or 90s love. But I started realizing that's not what we're going to get. We live in a society where situationships, friends with benefits, and I'm not looking for anything serious but just fun, is more common than, hey, I could see myself with you, I would like to continue to date you, and I would like to potentially talk to your parents and marry you. You don't get normal coffee dates without them whipping their out. You don't get normal conversations without them asking you to send these pictures that you have to take off your clothes. It's ridiculous. Dating is slowly. People are not opening car doors anymore. People are not asking you out to dinner. People are not taking the time to get to know you. The only thing they want to get to know is what's under your clothes and what's under your jeans. And they don't even want to work for it, even if they're trying to sleep with you. They just want to make it easy. I just want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, 2024, we're all screwed. I'm telling you, we're all screwed. And I hope you find a true one, because it's rare, because we are living in a cesspool of dating, and it's so hard to find that one person that's in clean waters right now. It's sad, and I'm sorry to tell you, but it's very true.
And what you're seeing from a lot of these men, the men that women are calling or hoping to be chivalrous, the very men that they're saying, oh, he's not chivalrous, he's not a good man, he's not a gentleman, you don't know what you're talking about, quite frankly. A lot of brothers still know how to, be thoughtful, plan, and do all of these other things. It's just, first of all, you're disrespectful. Second of all, you're not really putting out anything that would make that man want to really get to know you. There ain't nothing to get to know. You're acting like a loser.
So today we have the biggest sign a relationship will eventually fail, and we're jumping straight into it today. So, both partners do not have their own lives. If you and your partner don't have your own lives for at least 40% of the week, your relationship will eventually fail. If you're not able to have your own lives, your own separate things that you go and do, and then you come together, it's never going to work. And that's because you end up developing dependency and not love. You end up just becoming dependent on this person and dependent on the interactions with them, and that becomes your identity instead of having your own identity and creating something together. Part of love is mystery. Part of loving somebody is that time apart. You got to give yourself time to miss that other person. If you're together every day, what is there to miss? You're telling me you guys can't go 48 hours without seeing each other? If you can't go a day or 2 days or 3 days without seeing your partner, that's not healthy. That's a problem. You need to have your own life outside of your relationship. Because if you can't have any time apart, no time apart means no time for moments together to have any meaning. If you're together all the time, being together doesn't mean anything. It becomes the norm. You don't give yourself anything to look forward to with your partner. The moments, they don't have any weight to them anymore. So if you're not able to have your own life outside of the life you have with your partner, hate to break it to you, brother, but your shit's gonna fail eventually. It's just a matter of if it's a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're in an unhealthy relationship and it's not gonna work. So you better figure that the fuck out if you want it to work. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I'll see you at the same time again tomorrow.
I don't even understand.
Reality is starting to set in for a lot of them. Viewer discretion is advised.
And how it's possible that somebody who looks as good as I do is pumping my own gas. It's an evil world we live in.
The only part about that video that I can actually agree with is she's right. It is an evil world we live in. But I don't know when y'all gonna realize or understand that just because you look good don't mean you're gonna get a man. Like, the men are not what they used to be.
Now, in this video in particular, she could be talking about the fact that she just shouldn't have to pump her gas at all. Like, a man should see her at the gas pump and offer to pump it for her. Or she could be talking about the fact that she does not have a man to pump her gas, like while she's in a relationship. We are moving to a different beat of the drum. We are moving with a bit more pep in our step. We're not taking no from a woman just because she look good. Neither are we going out our way to display our chivalry for random women. You tried that and it ended horribly. Y'all got on every platform, on every mountaintop, and told us how much y'all don't enjoy it. And I know for her, it's like, bro, I look this good. It's like, yeah, niggas won't give none of that right now. Like, where's that gonna get me? Where does your beauty get me? And the advice I would give any woman that thinks like this young lady here is, if you look inward, you just might find something, truly. Because inside of you is where all the solutions to your issues lie, especially when it comes to dating. Just because you look great don't mean you are great. Those days are over. Men are actually looking for substance, peace, along with beauty. If you can't come with all three, most men that got some going for themselves are not going to settle for that. Now, we cool. But you know what, like any other video, I know she ain't gonna listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep it change.
Simps are actually a danger to society to a point where a lot of people don't even understand. So when women are promiscuous, you know, when they get ran through their prime, through their 20s, when they're bops, they go to the bop purgatory, where no man takes them serious and they have to suffer the consequences of being promiscuous for, you know, most of their life. And the other women, you know, the women growing up, the women in the next generation, see those distressed bops, single, alone, cat ladies, and then they see, oh, okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to end up like that girl. And then they go and be, you know, virgins or pure, or at least not bops, you know. But what's happening is the simps are jumping into the bop purgatory and saving all the bops. So the bops now are actually getting wifed up by simps who sometimes even have money, sometimes are working like good jobs. And they're also like cooking, doing the woman's duties as well, going above and beyond, taking them on dates. And the women who are supposed to see the bops and get deterred from that lifestyle are seeing the bops with like in marriages and things like that. And they're like, okay, well, might as well go make $1 million on OnlyFans. Why not? And there's almost no argument against it anymore, because the simps have destroyed society.
You know, a lot of times these men, my God, they have to audition for no reason. Not doing it. Why do I have to audition for you? Why do I have to prove myself to you? But you never have to prove yourself to me. I mean, God dog, y'all want men to be leaders, but then you let them get all the way down the street and you never even give him any support. What CEO, what boss in what company is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to carry this entire company on my back the entire way, and say, you know what, I don't need no help. I don't want no support. Which one? Nobody. Give that man some help.
So I finally told my boyfriend what my body count was, and no, we're not together. I understand some people don't like their partner's body count sometimes, and that it can be a deal breaker. But my boyfriend and I have been together for 6 months, and he finally, for the first time, asked me what my body count was. I told him I'm not going to be super specific, but let's just say it's more than 10, but less than 20. And he got very upset at me. He started saying things like, "You're a woman, you should hold yourself to higher standards." He said women that are promiscuous should be treated as thoughts. And I obviously got offended by that because he was clearly referring to me. Anyways, we made up, but for the past week, he's just been showing so many signs that he doesn't trust me and that he's clearly not over the conversation. Like now he always wants to see my location, which he didn't used to before. I tried to talk to him about it, being like, you can talk to me, like what's going on? And he's just still so resentful about my body count. He says that he can't stop thinking about it, like he can't stop thinking about me with other guys, and says that he can't believe that many guys used me. He was getting pretty heated with the conversation, and it came to a point where he literally called me a to my face. I didn't say anything. He just saw my face and he quickly backtracked, saying, "No, you're not a now, you were in your past, and I'm willing to get over it because I love you." Yeah, no, you're not gonna call me a and be in a relationship with me. That's not gonna happen. Firstly, I don't even think my body count is that high. Secondly, I would never ever cheat on him or anybody else. So I just feel like he's being super unfair and he's showing a side that I didn't know. He's been blowing up my phone saying that he's sorry and whatnot, but I don't know if I should forgive him.
All right, I can do this. I'm gonna try and make, I can do this and make this less than a minute and 30, and I will. And I'm not gonna do a bunch of retakes. I've seen at least one video, maybe two, of like old men on here, like trying to like push young men to like, dating is terrible. Young men, if I was you, I'd kill myself. Like, you know, and young men just like, they eat that shit up because they like the doom, so they don't have to try. Like, no one's gonna fool me, bro. Like, negativity and pessimism is giving up. That's what it is. That's what it always is. Please, and don't listen to no old ass nigga with gray all in his beard talking about dating is cooked or whatever. First of all, I mean, how do you even know? You not young. You not dating. Like, how would you even know? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not listening to no old nigga I don't even know. A lot of old niggas be on some weird shit. We all remember them. A lot of them niggas be on some weird shit. That generation is wild. Just, you know, smacking women's asses, and them niggas the reason like HR and shit exists, and niggas is creepy and freaky. Old ass nigga on TikTok. Well, he should be with his wife. Get the fuck out of here. Nah, I don't trust that, bro. Like, yes, like as someone who's like actively dating, and I have friends who are actively dating, there are some rough women. Yes, a lot of you niggas is rough too. So like, it's really like, I don't know, like it's bad on both sides. But don't all this doom and gloom shit you hearing from these old ass niggas on here, and no, don't listen to that. Please, young men, give your best. Take your time, be patient, have hobbies, have some things you can fall back on so you gotta rely on dating, but please go out there and try your best. Even if it's working out for me a little bit, I'm surprised. So you never know. You never know. You gotta believe in a new day and a good new day. And fuck all these old niggas with all they doom scrolling bullshit.
And a lot of these modern women, they say a lot of stuff that's demeaning. They talk about how men are shaming women, but a lot of these modern women out here shame men a lot. They say some off the wall stuff. They say some crazy stuff to disrespect a man. And when a man says, okay, that's how it is, you have to understand, when you say stuff like that, when you do stuff like that, a man, you're gonna call him cold. You're gonna say that he's emotionally unavailable, but really part of that, or maybe even a good portion of that, was you talking trash. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Like Kevin Samuels always used to say. You two were worried about shaming him and insulting him. Now that man seemed cold and distant, and you're not looking at what you did that might have caused that.
Ladies, when you start arguing with that man, that's when you're supposed to stay. Hear me out. I'm not talking about toxic relationships. I'm not talking about these little situationships that y'all like to find yourselves in. I'm talking about an actual committed relationship. I'm talking about a healthy, successful relationship up to the point where them little petty arguments start coming up. And Nicole, how do you know this? Because I'm a certified life coach. One of my specialties is love and relationships, and I've been doing it for close to a decade. Women are typically the ones that end relationships. Men end dating phases more, meaning men have better boundaries, in my opinion, when it comes to dating. So when they see something they don't like before commitment, they're going to put a nail in that coffin, baby. They are done. They are over with it. Women, on the other hand, have a tendency to make excuses, which is why I have a whole coaching session about how to date for women. But see, when it comes to long-term relationships, women have a tendency to leave when they're just not happy anymore. And that is good. But sometimes you do it too hastily. And you may be asking yourself, well, Nicole, why is this happening? This is happening because you are now seeing the next level of this person. It's not that their character has changed. It's not that their integrity has changed. It's just that because the blinders are now off, you are getting to see different aspects of him. You're getting to see different elements of him. It doesn't mean that he's a bad person or he's bad for you. It just means that you have been invited into the next phase of intimacy. And the same thing goes for him with you. And baby, one thing I can tell you, when y'all get through this phase, y'all bond will be stronger than you could ever imagine. Because now you guys know each other on the level of not only love, care, concern, passion, right infatuation, you know each other on the level of annoyance and aggravation, and you've realized that you can actually deal with it, that you can stick it out. You see where it's coming from. You have a better understanding of him. He has a better understanding of you. This is what you need in a relationship. A happy and successful relationship is not void of arguments. It is not void of disagreements. It is not void of him getting on your last nerves. A healthy and successful relationship means that y'all know how to get through the bad times and indulge in the good. Stay safe.
I'm going to say something a little bit controversial here. So over the last 2 days, I made 2 videos talking about and commenting on where are all the good men at. Comments are a bit of frustration towards me around me not really saying exactly where the good men are. And there are also plenty of really nice people in the comments as well. And then there's this other side of the comments where it's pretty much men and women getting really mad at each other and arguing with each other back and forth. This is going to sound pretty kumbaya, but I make a lot of my content precisely because I want to stop a lot of this, sorry, I couldn't even get it out, like this gender division, essentially. And I want us to take a step back and really zoom out because there is so much that is in transition in just one generation. Gender roles are changing, the economy is changing. Also, if you're first generation Indian American, like the culture, the traditions, the patterns that have been perpetuated in another country are completely changing in this country. They're evolving. So there's just a lot going on. And yes, it's really hard when people do act like assholes, especially in something so vulnerable like dating and relationships. But I also do think we need to be kinder and more gentle to each other and towards the opposite sex. I personally do not believe that being angry is going to help anybody. And most importantly, not you. So I can't stop people from arguing in my comments, but what I can say is that a lot of this arguing, this back and forth, saying the opposite gender is this way, is not really helping anybody. It's honestly just creating a larger gender divide and preventing us from truly understanding each other and coming to a place where we actually do find love with one another.
I believe that a man, wherever he is, I believe he should choose up. I don't think he should choose down. And when I say up, I'm not talking about being better than somebody. Right. That ain't what I'm talking about. In my experience, I chose down, right? And when I chose down, I found out.
Explain what that means. You said, give me an example.
Yeah, I'm doing it from the standpoint of there are 8 areas of life. Your personal life, your mental life, your emotional life, your financial life, your social life, your family life, your spiritual life, right? When I say I chose down spiritually.
Okay.
I chose down personally, meaning this person wasn't committed to growth. I chose down emotionally, meaning they couldn't handle their emotions. I chose down mentally, meaning they wasn't putting nothing new in so something new could come out, so they could have a new lifestyle, right? This is what I mean when I say choose down. Watch this. When a man chooses down, the first thing that a man want to do when he chooses down is he want to control. Let me tell you the reason why you ain't here. Let me tell you the reason why you ain't there. See, you need to listen to me. I'm the one. So what the man wants to do is the man wants to control instead of cultivate. Watch this.
That's good.
But when I choose up now I look up and I'm like, man, look at her career. Oh my God. Man, look at her emotions. Oh my God. Man, look at her mind. Oh my God. Here it comes. I can't control here. I can only go inside of myself and cultivate and say, hey, I want to come up. I know I can't give advice here. I know that I got to become who I need to become in order for me to be respected where you are. So the reason why I tell men to choose up is because when they choose up, now they know they got to come up.
So
they got to put it upon their own responsibility as a man to choose up because my life is going up. My wife is up and I got to get ready to come up because in my life is intentional nonstop growth.
Do you have any kids?
Yes, I have a son.
How old is your son?
He's 5.
5. Have you ever been married?
No.
No. Why are you not with the dad?
Oh, see, it's a thing where once upon a time we was on the same vibrations, and then I wanted to be better and grow because I was pregnant, and he stayed the same. So I had to let that go. Him be greatness in his own eyes at that level that he was comfortable in, and I decided to be better.
Decides to be better. Okay. Okay. And when did you guys break up?
2020 when I was pregnant.
You left him while you were pregnant?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Was it infidelity?
No, it's just that I knew my son needed more stability, and the rate that he was going, I knew that wasn't going to happen because he was not willing to change.
How long were you guys together before you got pregnant?
Oh, like 3 years.
So in that 3 years, was there any signs or no?
No, because I didn't have any kids, you know, so I'm like, I really didn't care.
So, how many months were you pregnant when y'all broke up?
5.
5 months. Okay. All right. So you guys co-parent well?
Oh, he's a demon. I don't talk to him. The most thing he can do for me is be better for himself. And once he become better for himself, then I'll be accepting his communications. But until then, I have to protect my son's space.
Okay. Okay. All right. And never been married, correct?
No.
I'm shaking. I just got home from a date. We were going to an event and dinner. We did not make it to dinner. He just dropped me off at home. I'm back home. I've been gone for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm back home. And I have a friend coming to pick me up right now. I just asked him to take me home. You know the amount of times I have wanted to do that while on a date and I didn't, and I just sat there and grinned and bared it. A guy does something or says something or is something that I just don't jive with, and I stick around because it's the polite thing to do. Finally, just said, look, I have to be really honest. You just did this thing that is really not my vibe and it's turning me off, and I don't think I can make it to dinner with you. To his credit, he took it really, really well, and he said, okay, I actually completely understand. Thank you for telling me, and let's go ahead and get you home. He also asked me out on another date. Like, no.
I love the part where she told us what he did. I guess I don't understand like the posting of this video in order to gain sympathy, yet this man did exactly what she asked and he was very respectful. He got her home safe. Yet she acts like she just had an encounter with a bear. I don't think it's okay to make a video like this and to basically shame that man. And yes, she doesn't use his name or anything like that, but some people can connect the dots with social media. It can happen very quickly. And even if he just sees this, he's going to feel confused by one, because he did the respectable thing. And yeah, he asked for a second date. I don't think that's out of line if he didn't do anything like crazy, outrageous, disrespectful. It sounds like it was just a very specific, particular thing that she didn't like. But if she left it as just a self-reflection and saying that she was proud of herself for being able to end a date that she wasn't comfortable with because she wasn't interested in him anymore, and she typically has a hard time doing that, yeah, that's awesome. That's a great message. Love that. But you don't need to shame the man.
Modern women really, they're not serious. They always have something silly to say. Well, how come I can't get a man to take me seriously? This goes beyond joking, right? Because you can have fun, you can be silly. You know, that's just who she is. She's just a goofy person. She just likes to have fun. She just likes to cut up. That's just who she is, right? If that's not your personality, leave her alone. That's one thing. What we have today is modern women cackling and being silly in a man's face when a man is trying to approach. And not only do they act silly and immature, they continue it instead of saying, no, we just playing. What's going on? There's one woman in the gym, man came up to her, you know, maybe he could have said something a little bit better. Maybe he could have approached a little bit better. He didn't do anything weird. But you know, maybe he could have said some stuff better. Her friend jumps in, starts cackling and doing all that other stuff, and instead of saying, no, I'm sorry, go ahead, you know, this is your moment, and really, you know, being genuine about it, you know, maybe you give him a good natured ribbing. Hey, you remember when you said that to Chloe? And, you know, just kind of bust out laughing, and you know, you kind of roast them a little bit and go on about your business. Men can take that. What men don't want to be involved in anymore is being the butt of the joke every single time. And they really didn't even do anything wrong. It's not worth it, man.